Good day, everyone. Today, I am here to introduce to all of you a revolutionary device that has the groundbreaking Terahertz technology built into it. This Terahertz device is going to change the lives of many people and change the way of each and everyone's health. Introducing to you the iTeraCare Health Physiotherapy Device. This iTeraCare device will help to treat and improve on any health problems that the patient is suffering. It is one of the top 10 most advanced technologies to change the world's lifestyle. This technology is not new, but many countries refuse to develop it. Now, China has developed this technology into a health device. The research and development was done by the Beijing Institute of Science and Technology, and once, after extensive testing, they have appointed Deshang to manufacture this unit. Deshang is the only official manufacturer in the world. Ancient Greek father of medicine said, "If there is a way to heat the bones, then all diseases can be treated." The great scientist Albert Einstein predicted that the future of medicine will be the medicine of frequencies. Now both have become true, as our device produces heat and frequency waves. The future of medicine is now. What is terahertz? Terahertz is an electromagnetic waveband between microwave and infrared frequencies, consisting of 30 micrometer to 3000 micrometer frequency. The device resonates the same frequency as normal cells in our body, which is 2 terahertz to 17 terahertz, generating millions of vibrations per second into our cells in our body. It is a unique combination of Chinese and Western cytology technology. As I mentioned earlier, it is among the top 10 most advanced technology to change the world in health, science, military, agriculture, and communication. The terahertz wave is between 3 mm to 30 microns. Milestones of manufacturer. 2010, development of Terahertz device by Beijing Institute of Science and Technology. 2015, Deshang Technology is founded in May 2015. 2015, first generation model is produced. 2017, launch of second generation Terahertz device. 2019, launch of third generation Terahertz device. 2021, launch of iNetwork iTeraCare Terahertz device. The 5 features of iTeraCare. Number 1, safety. Number 2, penetration. Number 3, identification. Number 4, activation. Number 5, user-friendly. Safety. The iTeraCare device is certified, renowned, and patented by the Chinese Academy of Science and Technology and Sinochem. This device can be safely used on any person, including infants, without contraindication. Penetration. The iTeraCare device can penetrate our flesh up to 30 centimeters into our body, thus reaching even to the bone marrow, microblood vessels, and capillaries. It further enhances microblood circulation and helps eliminate water retention in our body. Identification. iTeraCare strengthens healthy cells and repairs damaged cells simultaneously, expelling unhealthy cells. It clears blocked passages and vessels. It also detoxifies all cells in the body. Activation. iTeraCare regulates the body temperature and improves the immunity system by activating the weak and inactive cells. Once the weak cells are activated, the cells perform to its true potential, along with the improved blood flow in our body system. User-friendly. It is easy to operate, no professional skills required, as anybody can operate this iTeraCare device. Just blow on the affected areas. 8 steps to better health. Number 1, eliminating unhealthy cells. iTeraCare frequency energy is the same level with our normal cells in our body. The energy will eliminate all abnormal or mutated cells when being absorbed by the terahertz frequency. Number 2, activate inert cells. iTeraCare frequency will absorb and activate cells with moderate temperature, thus eliminating dormant cells. Number 3, Increase self-healing. iTeraCare frequency has the same level of resonance with our normal cells in our body. It induces and strengthens DNA and organic molecules, whereby it enhances self-repairing of our body cells. Number 4. Clearing of meridians and lymphs. iTeraCare frequency unblocks meridian points in our body. It stimulates acupuncture points, purifies blood, and regulates blood flow in our vessels and increases metabolism rate in our body. When metabolism rate is increased, our body functions 20 to 30 years younger. Number 5. Improves microcirculation. iTeraCare frequency and wavelength dilates blood vessels. It also reduces blood flow resistance and viscosity. It totally improves microcirculation. This is very important, as once our blood flow is regulated, our overall health will improve tremendously. Number 6. Regulating glands. iTeraCare regulates endocrine glands and protects our organs. The endocrine system plays a major role in our whole body system. It sends out hormones into our blood system to balance our body system. Number 7. Removes water retention. iTeraCare clears unhealthy moisture. Our body is made up of 70% water, and if this moisture increases, we would have aches and pains and swelling in our feet, which is called water retention. By removing the extra moisture, iTeraCare will balance up our immunity system. Number 8. Improves normal blood circulation. It clears blood impurities as daily impurities form in our body. It cleanses inner body cells and blood. It promotes and improves total blood circulation in our body and removes and eliminates blood clots. It also softens blood vessels and lumps. iTeraCare is suitable for iTeraCare can be used on your heart if you have heart diseases, blockages in arteries, cholesterol buildup in arteries, etc. It can be used on your kidneys if you have kidney disease or kidney stones. It can be used on the liver area for liver diseases such as hepatitis A, B, and C, fatty liver, and cancer. It can be used on the pancreas for people with diabetes, cystic fibrosis, and pancreatic cancer. It can be used for eye problems such as cataract, glaucoma, diabetic retinopathy, red eyes, etc. It can be used for neck problems such as upper cervical spine disorders, spina bifida, etc. It can be used for back problems such as disc herniations, spinal instability, disc or bone infections, cauda equina syndrome, etc. It can be used on shoulder problems such as rotator cuff injury, frozen shoulder, etc. It can be used on prostate problems. It is really effective on the prostate. It will ease the pain eventually. It can be used on normal to severe knee problems. Just treat the area twice daily and your pain will be resolved within 10 days. It can be used on ankle problems. Just treat the affected area twice daily for 10 days. Your ankle will feel much better. Please treat daily at the bottom of the feet for blood circulation. Blow the area clockwise for 10 minutes on each foot daily. Your blood will start circulating normally. The advantages of iTeraCare health device. The manufacturer is constantly researching and upgrading the iTeraCare device. iTeraCare is based on the 3-in-1 core technology. A. Terahertz technology. B. Quantum technology. C. Optical quartz technology. It has passed stringent tests and inspection by the national authorities for its safety and effectiveness. iTeraCare has numerous test reports from the Chinese Academy of Sciences for the physical therapy effectiveness. Quality assurance, as it is certified for a 1-year warranty. iTeraCare is nationally renowned, certified, and it is a patented product. iNetwork and its product iTeraCare is the sole distributor in over 20 countries and will be increasing its distributorship gradually. Usage precautions. Number 1. iTeraCare therapy device is used only for external use and physiotherapy. Please prohibit from extended use. It has an auto cutoff when the unit gets heated up. Number 2. Air inlet and outlet. Please do not block the air inlet or outlet when using the device. Clean the air inlet regularly to prevent dust buildup. Please keep the device clean at all times. Number 3. Power cord. When using the device, please do not shake it vigorously. Please do not pull the cord when unplugging from the power socket. Number 4. Heat dissipation. iTeraCare device inner structures are made from delicate crystal tubes. Handle with extreme care and please do not drop it. If dropped, the crystal tubes might break and the device becomes useless. Before storing, please ensure that the device has cooled down completely. Body reactions. It is normal to have adverse body reactions. Every single person has different metabolism rate and different cells in their body. The person might have extra pain initially, but after a few treatments, the pain should go away. It is advisable not to have cold drinks or cold food or even be in an air-conditioned room after therapy. It is very important not to have a bath at least 4 hours after therapy.